Guys, I don't know what it is, but my Instagram algorithm is so screwed up that it's showing me Ed's World, Metalocalypse, and Homestuck like it's fucking 2014.
Holy shit.
Or 2013. I kind of blocked out those years, but yeah.
4 years of high school, it's fine.
Oof. There's a family photo somewhere of me dressed as Dave Strider. If that just,
I still remember all of us dressed as, like, trolls.
I went to Target.
Yeah. My God.
I think that should have been our moment where we realized that, like, my sister just did not want to be, involved with us or something.
Yeah.
Who was she dressed up as? The mermaid.
Oh.
Not Latula. I almost said Mermista, but that's She-Ra.
It's, I just know she's Pisces.
Yeah. What the hell was her name? We're reaching way back into the archives. There's way too much booze. Because wait, I went as... Who was I? I was Nepeta or whatever her name was.
Yeah.
You were...
What her name is. I was Terezi.
Then Sammy was
the Libra.
Carcat. At the time that I'm going to post this podcast, that video is still available on Uptown Amateurs, so...
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, we were going to do a watch party where we just kind of, like, rewatched all of the videos and then delete them. Or decide if, like... It's going to be like The Bachelor, but for, like, our old YouTube videos.
Oh, God. I would watch it.
If it got a rose, it got to stay.
It's Pfeffery, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I just remember Lauren's, like, her horn always, like, pointing off to, like, the wrong direction. One of them.
Well, she had her horns way too long, and they just kind of, like, lopped over, like, bunny ears.
That was my fault, actually. That was... Why did we think, like, how did we think that this was going to, like, pan out in the end? That, like, we were going to be, like, in our 20s, filming up podcasts while drinking and be like, hell yeah, that was the coolest shit we ever did.
Oh my God.
I'm calling us out.
Now.
There was, like, no thought process in there at all. We were just kind of like...
Let's do this.
Yeah.
This isn't going to affect us in our adulthood. Oh my God. Yeah.
Tony actually found our old YouTube channel. He also found my old... I shouldn't say found, more like my sister showed him. But he read some of my old fan fiction and looked at some of our old cosplays. And guess what, guys? He's not down for cosplay.
Oh no!
I was like, well, what happens if, like, our podcasts take off and you have to go to cons with me? He's like, that sucks. I'm not dressing up for that.
Honestly, it's fine. My boyfriend doesn't even know that we're doing this podcast, so, like, if we hit it big, he's gonna be like, are you fucking telling me you live a double life? I'll be like, yeah, I am.
We all need, like, drunk code names.
See, Tyler knows what the fuck I do, and he knows all about the whole cosplay thing, and we're trying to figure out a cosplay we could do together. So I'm okay with this.
Do some, Ruby. You used to have a Ruby cosplay. He could cosplay Oscar.
Dude, I'm not even lying. I don't even know where my Ruby cosplays are. When I moved in 2016, all my stuff went into storage.
You had by far the most good... I don't even know how to describe it, but you had probably, like, the best costumes on anybody on Uptown Amateurs, and you were in, like, 4 videos.
I was so mad, though, like, when my mom told me she put my cosplays in a bin, I didn't think about it until, like, maybe a year ago. I was like, she put my wigs in that bin.
Oh no.
Oh, so I will say this. During the initial months of the quarantine, I actually did do a closet Gwen Tennyson cosplay. I was super into Ben 10 at the time.
Oh, that's right. I remember you like texting me about it.
Well, because I put it on, and then like half of me was like, hell yeah, I love this, and the other half was like kind of ashamed. Because I was, first of all, stuck at my parents' house. Second of all, it was in like plastic bins in my parents' basement, and I was like, hell yeah, let's play dress up. And then I spent the night like straightening my wigs and like taking care of them, and who's the idiot that would have stored them this way? And then I remembered it was me. Yeah, now that Avatar is back, I considered busting out my Smeller Bee cosplay again, but we grown-ups now, and we day drink, okay?
I know.
Could you imagine cons now that we can, like, legally drink?
Right? As opposed to illegally drinking.
You know damn well straight.
I never did that, of course.
Of course.
Uh-huh. Remember, like...
Never illegally drink.
I remember, like, leaving the hotel with, like, a third of a bottle of gin in my backpack and just being like, nobody stop. We just need to get home.
Just keep walking and walk back.
You're sweating the Smirnoff from the night before. Well, like, smuggling the gin and the other contraband, like, out of the establishment. Everybody is tripping balls. I mean, that was one hell of a time.
I never got to do any of that shit. Because, like, I never cosplayed with you guys. I never, like, I went to one con. And that was it.
God damn, now we have to take you to a con, just so that, like...
I know! I have to be christened. Like...
The next podcast can be you going like, hey, yeah, now I get it.
Now I get it. Now I've been there.
I
mean,
understand.
I've been drunk underage plenty of time. Not that I did.
Just not in a wig, you haven't. Whole new experience. I don't know. It was just... It was weird, like, when we first started going to cons, it was very like, oh no, that gentleman over there isn't wearing pants. And then by the time, like, we got out of conventions, it's like, I just watched a whole dude, like, do a strip show in the middle of a quest, okay? Like, shit got really weird at the end there.
See, what made my one and only con experience even worse was that my mom tagged along.
Oop.
Oh no!
You had, like, the con experience we all started out with. The tagging along of the annoying relatives, your parents being there.
I never had that.
Well, ain't you cool, Nikki?
Well, like, every time I went to a con, like, I either went with my friend's family, who were all into cosplay, or I was dropped off by people, and that's it. Like, it wasn't a big deal.
Oh, no, I don't mean like my dad ever, like, really walked around the cons with us. I just mean that, like, he would walk up to the registration table with us and just, like, kind of give us the rundown in the hallway while, like, people walked past. But other than that, I mean, until...
Oh, no, my mom helicopter parented me.
Oh.
So, like, she went with us. She followed us up to, like, each room, and, like, I literally wanted to die.
That sounds tragic.
Oh.
That's, yeah, we gotta fix that for you. Well, we definitely have tons of costumes somewhere.
Yeah.
I always say that, like, I kind of want to maybe not even get back into cosplay, but to get back into the con scene now that I'm not in... I remember, like, my first con after getting into college and just, like, on top of schoolwork, on top of, hey, you're an adult with a job now, on top of everything else that was going on, there was just no time. And now that, you know, we have time enough to, like, film podcasts and time enough to do other things now that, well, except for our graduate, but, like, Nikki and I not being in school anymore, it's kind of like, okay, we could but should we?
Honestly, like, I graduate in December, so, like, once I graduate, let's do it.
You're down for murder once you graduate?
Yeah.
We were talking about, like, people that haven't changed since high school. We might have Uptown Amateurs now, but at least it's, you know what I mean? We post new content, like it kind of grew with us, but there are some YouTubers and some cosplay channels out there that just have not changed at all since high school.
They really haven't.
And it's almost kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
That's not even to be mean. That's just a...
Drink.
What?
I've been refilling my cup as we've been speaking. So.
I just took a really big cup.
I'm opening a second cider as we speak. Like, I've not eaten breakfast yet.
I mean, I've got.
Hold up.
I had half a bottle. It is now empty. So.
Did y'all not eat breakfast?
I mean,
that's the first thing I did.
I don't eat breakfast normally, just because like I wake up in the morning and I get ready and I go straight to work. So I'm like, I don't have time to eat breakfast. So I just kind of like snack at work and then I come home and eat dinner.
I think eating breakfast justified drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning for me. Because that way I could at least be like, I took care of myself. I don't know. It was like I was saying, I don't know if I said this before Nikki got on or not, but I was like super hammered at like 2:30 a.m. on a Saturday before I had to go to work. And it was like, I couldn't justify that in any way. Like, I felt so irresponsible the next day. So today I was kind of like, okay, we're going to be responsible about this. You can only mix 2 different alcohols with your mixer.
Just 2.
Just 2, and
Only 2.
no more than 3 shots per booze. And you're gonna eat breakfast, so I like ate a piece of bread. That makes it sound weird. It was brioche, okay? It wasn't like I was just like straight up eating like a piece of white bread and just like, you know.
I was about to say, I was like, it wasn't even toast.
No. It had chocolate chips in it too. No, it was like a dessert bread. It wasn't like I was just, you know, like I said, getting a straight up piece of Wonder Bread and just like going to town. No.
Fancy.
It was fancy bread.
Brioche.
Look, my parents have some weird shit in their house, so half of the battle was me going upstairs and going, okay, where's the kitchen? I know the layout of my parents' house. It's just like every time I visit, there's something new, and it's like, ooh.
It's a whole new world.
I'm taking this home with me. Come on. So most of my adult life is breaking into my parents' house and stealing back my towels and my silverware. I don't know. Does anybody else have that problem, or is it just me?
My dog's looking at me like I stepped on a puppy. Like, it's not even funny.
It's like a disappointed look. Like,
I don't know. It's just like, oh my god, are you okay, Mom?
We
Are
have
you
cheese.
sure?
I'm drinking at like 12 p.m. on a Tuesday.
That one's on us.
Oops.
No, I will say this, though. Don't you hate when people find out that you're part of a podcast, so they try linking you to their podcast?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's interesting, and sometimes they're like, here's my podcast where I talk about politics and religion.
Oh god, no.
And you're like, here's my podcast where I get trashed on a Tuesday morning, and then I talk about it.
We just drink and talk shit the whole time.